What is up, everybody? Packer fans, football fans, wherever you are from, what is up? In this video, I want to talk about some good news the Packers received, some bad news they received, a little bit of a breakdown with the history between Atlanta Falcons and Green Bay Packers, and a little bit more. So, anyways, let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. Green Bay Packers, Atlanta Falcons. Like I said, their history just does not go back too far. Green Bay Packers are overall 19 wins, 16 losses in its entirety. The Green Bay Packers, for those games, happen to be postseason matchups. The Packers, one game we as Packer fans would love to just erase from our memories. If you remember the 2017 NFC Championship game versus the Atlanta Falcons, and Matt Ryan just goes off in this game, right? The dude throws for just south of 400 yards, passing 4 touchdowns. Packers just get obliterated 44-21. Again, let's hope history does not repeat itself there. Let's talk about this matchup. This week's matchup, Green Bay Packers, they go to Atlanta. They are actually 1.5 point favorites in this matchup. The Green Bay Packers also, to make note, if the Packers do win this game on the road, Packers will be the first time in franchise history they will have started out 2-0 on the road. So kind of an interesting there. I do, again, Packers are 1.5 point favorites. I do feel they have the edge in this game. Both teams, both are young teams with playoff aspirations. Both have a ton of talent on offense and a ton of talent on defense, really. So let's talk about their talent on offense. Green Bay Packers, obviously, you've got the likes of Christian Watson, super exciting to watch, Romeo Dobbs, Jordan Love, Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed. I mean, the list goes on. The offensive line is fun to watch. In Atlanta, they're super excited about Desmond Ridder. They have a lot of aspirations there. There's some question marks also. And then you've got the stud out of Texas, Bijan Robinson, who everybody's expecting some big things from him. Also, Kyle Pitts. Their defense is very good as well. So let's talk about, okay, so both teams, they are both 1-0 going into this matchup. The Green Bay Packers, obviously, we know we won that game versus Chicago pretty handily. Also, the Atlanta Falcons won their first game pretty handily as well, 24-10 versus Carolina. A game in which the Atlanta Falcons really they dominated the ground game. Algier ended up with like 15 carries. I think Bijan had 10. So they really pounded the ball on the ground. Both those guys had a lot of success. So I'm super excited. Packers have beefed up their front line. So I'm super excited. They handled themselves very well versus the Chicago Bears. And you might be saying, okay, yeah, well, Chicago's not that great, but you've got Justin Fields, one of the best running backs right in the league. So I think they handled themselves very well. Super excited to see how they do against this Atlanta Falcons team at Atlanta. So let's talk about the good news the Packers received. Okay, so good news Packers received today is that Quay Walker did make an appearance at practice. So he is no longer on the concussion protocol. He is there participating in practice today. It obviously was limited. Also, to make note, Rashawn Gary's still there. He's limited. But the bad news for the Green Bay Packers is that Aaron Rodgers and Christian Watson still have their hamstring injuries. Neither did participate in practice both yesterday and today, which is not a good sign. Okay, that's not a good sign for them leading into the matchup this week. I do think maybe with Aaron Jones, we could see maybe a little bit of improvement there. But with Christian Watson, I think they're going to be a little bit safe in bringing him back. So I still do not see him playing in this game this week. So that is the bad news for the Packers because that is a little bit of a blow again to their pass game, especially with the likes of potentially being without Aaron Jones. We saw how big of an impact he was on offense in that Chicago Bears matchup. So being without him, the ground game is reliant on A.J. Dillon, who we all know he can handle that load and probably shared with Patrick Taylor. So we'll see what happens there, what unfolds with those injuries as we get closer to game day. Guys, subscribe. Leave your comments. Is there a game in history that stands out to you guys of a Packer Atlanta game? It could be a game that you went to. I'd love to hear about it. Love the comments you guys have been leaving. Anyways, go Pack, go.